back then it was like, we've got the Yellow Pages book, you might have a locality guide. Gosh, this is taking me back. And, you know, we were dipping our toe into something online.
Yep.
Google's job is to provide an answer to their customer, the end user.
Yep.
So the conversation really leads now to, can we get that return on investment? And if we can't, we're not doing it. If we can, great, let's do it and let's plan for it together.
Yeah.
Because clients will also, they know their business inside and out. You know, we want to know it inside and out as well. And you only get that by having a conversation.
You're listening to Beyond Growth with Reyan Fernando.
Megan, welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much
And
for having me.
really excited to get you on and I guess have a little bit of chat about sales and growth and your journey, as well as talking about, you know, SEO and digital marketing and things
Sure.
you're doing with Zip Digital as well. But I always like to kick off these podcasts and ask my guests a question, which is tell us your origin story. So what's
Well, I won't give you the 10-minute version my dad gave at our wedding. From, you know, working at McDonald's through to other things. But
shout out to Dad.
Yeah, shout out to Dad. I've always been in sales.
Yep.
Always, always, always. It's a funny thing because I'm a really personal, I would say I'm not a traditional salesperson. I'm a relationship builder. So it's not about the hard sell for me. It's about really getting into the gritty of building the relationship with my clients. So from early days at Optus, being in a call center environment, Census, Yellow Pages over the phone, account management, account directing, ran my own business as well, head of sales for Pranachai, to doing what I do now. I wanted to get back and be with clients again. You know, the higher up the ranks you go, the less you get to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been really a joy, to be honest, getting back and BDMing again and talking to customers about their businesses and finding out all the weird and amazing ways that people actually make money and help their clients.
Oh, that's awesome. And I think it's, and you do that really well. So, I mean, here we are chatting in a podcast. We met, 6 months ago at a Waterman business event and started chatting. And I think it's, you've definitely got the knack for that relationship building. So well done.
Thank you. One of my colleagues says, everyone just falls in love with Megan. I'm like, I don't know if my husband would be too happy about that, but it's great. Like, I really like that because I really want people to feel comfortable with dealing with me on a daily basis because I really want to get to know what's important to them. And it's not always just about the dollars that come through at the end of the day. You know, there's that extra level of these people running businesses. It connects to them building homes and houses and putting their kids through, you know, high school and university. And, you know, it's that extra level that it really makes a difference to their lives.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the beauty. Oh, not the beauty. I think the important part. You know, people talk about, you know, don't go into business or don't do something just to make money, because if you do it, you know, if you do it well, if you do things that make other people better off or happy and they love working with you, the profits and the income just come through.
Yeah.
It's so valuable.
That's right. So true.
Now, look, I love this, like, your career journey, because you had 9 years in Census, which is very much like you said, Yellow Pages, physical marketing, and like I'll be honest, I spent $12,000 on Yellow Pages in a year for a couple of years at least when I started my first business. It did work, right? So it had its place pre-search.
It sure did. I mean, I think most Australian businesses, you know, it's that old ad, isn't it? Oh, not happy, Jan. If your ad was not in the Yellow Pages, you were really pissed off because you knew it was what generated work for you.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that was a fear. So I when I kicked off my first business, which is an IT company, that's the first thing I did. Like my budget was, okay, I got to get Yellow Pages in there because it did work. And this is 2006-07.
Okay.
So it was still like we had internet
active, yeah.
And I did well on Google searches as well. The company name was Geelong Computer Help, so it did really well for search. Yeah. But at the same time, Yellow Pages definitely helped. And so I guess transitioning, so that journey that you went from the Yellow Pages and now the digital. So what contrast do you see now? Are you having the same sort of conversations, or are we, and it's just a different platform and a different way of thinking about marketing?
It's very similar in terms of the conversation I'm having, because I still want to find out, okay, where are you, Mr. Customer, now? Where do you want to get to? How can we get you there? Back then it was like, we've got the Yellow Pages book, you might have a locality guide. Gosh, this is taking me back. And, we were dipping our toe into something online.
Yep.
And, they might have been doing radio or something as well.
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah, I remember that.
Maybe a local paper. But that was it. That's all people had as an option to do. Where now it's like, where do they go? Like, it's such a complicated landscape in terms of where you can put your money. So now the conversation's really more measured in terms of going, okay, well, you want to get to here. Let's see if we can reverse engineer it and get you that result. Because I'm also a big believer in, we've got so much data. If the data says, yes, it's achievable and we can get you these types of leads with these keywords and all these other things, great, let's do it. But if the data comes back and says, look, it's actually going to be really hard for you to generate work out of doing this unless you want to spend a gazillion amount of dollars. Like, most small businesses can't afford to do that. So I'm really upfront with my clients about that. So the conversation really leads now to, can we get that return on investment? And if we can't, we're not doing it. If we can, great, let's do it and let's plan for it together.
Yeah, awesome. And I think I find, people forget sometimes how much we did spend on things like Yellow Pages back in the day too.
Yeah.
But I think the landscape now is very different because having to deal with so much. Right? So.
And it's forever changing, right?
Well, yeah.
Everyone thinks AI. I know we said we would talk about AI, but it feels like people are just going, oh, it's here, like it's just arrived, where it's actually been around for years and years and years already in the background. It's just become more, for the everyday person now, using it with ChatGPT, and we've got Gemini there with Google as well. So there's a lot of things that are at the forefront. So people are concerned about that jumping in to the fore now. But sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. That's a massive landscape change. I think it's probably it's kind of like the internet coming in back in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
AI is coming in, or is here, and is taking hold. Yeah. So it's that big pivotal shift. But then that, like you said, that's just the constant change, especially in the digital marketing space. Yeah.
And it's really for people now, and I always tell small business owners or medium size, large, whoever it is, at the end of the day, Google's job is to provide an answer to their customer, the end user.
Yep.
So, our job is to try and get that answer clear so that they get up in their rankings, etc. So people aren't just going, you've got books sold, this book, Geelong anymore. They're going, do you have this book in this bookshop on the corner of X and Y? Like, people are getting really specific about their search. Okay. So we've got to make sure that we're answering these questions for people. Because, that Google's biggest problem is, are people going to start to search in a ChatGPT or a Claude or other avenue of AI to find that answer?
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen overnight, because I think, Google's still got 99% search globally.
Yeah.
But, it's something to be mindful of. So, for any business owner, it's about, the content on your website, the content on social media, you Google My Business page. It's about making sure you've got all the answers there. The conversations they're having with their customers, that's the stuff that needs to be on your website all the time.
No, absolutely. And I think it's also cool to see, not that cool to see, but I love that progression. Like, websites used to be really flashy, but not very much content. Like, it was a lot. Like, I remember back when I started my first bit, the website was it just looked great. But
it was cool.
Didn't have any functionality the way, or actually information that you really needed. So it's a real shift. And I'm really interested. Like, I'm fascinated with AI and where it's heading in every single aspect of life. So not just necessarily search or SEO, but ultimately, the next 5 years are going to be wild.
Yeah, I think they are going to be wild of how we interact. And I know my husband works in a a call center environment and run some call centers, and he was, getting very excited about there's some really fun, cool things that you can do from, creating images. I'm sure people have all gone into ChatGPT and done, here's a photo of me, put me in a
superhero,
box and make me look like a certain doll, Barbie doll, and all those fun things that you can do. But then there's other sides of it, which I don't have experience in, but like the medical side of what it can do, and working with people in remote places. I think that's really fascinating about the good that it can do in the world as well. There's the bad, of course, but there's some amazing advances of what it will be able to do from that perspective too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the medical, that was something Brandon Burns, my last guest, one of my guests mentioned as well. It'd be amazing if Australia could be leading in that AI advances when it comes to medical. So, because there's lots of things we can do to help people out there as well.
So many. Yes.
Now, look, I reckon we can talk about that stuff, right? I want to just take a little step back, and obviously census, 9 years, massive amount of time in that space. Same conversations you're still having, which is good to hear. Like you said, just different platforms. But then you went on from there, and you sort of you joined or became a co-owner of the Water People.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that little journey. So going from census to your own business.
I had a couple of kids in between there as well, so that was fun. So it was great partnering up with a friend and running that business. I learned so much. I all of a sudden was not just the salesperson anymore. It was the opportunity to learn about running a business from, learning P&L statements and, making sure that we had enough stock or not enough stock, making sure that we didn't have millions of dollars worth of equipment just sitting there because, that affects your cash flow, for example. So, it was a real slap and realisation as well of going, even though your P&L says your profit's making all this money, if you haven't got the cash in the bank, that's an issue as well. So it was a fantastic grounding in learning what it's like to actually run a business, and we were very successful at it. We did really well. It grew, and then I sold my half back to her because it was her family business as well, which was lovely. And then I went and worked for another friend's business actually.
Oh, did you?
Called Prana Chai. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
So just on the Water People, what did you guys do at Water People?
Yeah.
Sorry,
So we
should have asked.
sold Zip and Billy water filtration systems.
Oh my gosh!
So those great taps that you have in corporate offices.
We're eyeing a Billy tap for the new house we're building.
Get it? You will not regret it. You absolutely will not regret it. Yeah, the best thing you could ever have. I got one for Mum and Dad, and that was fantastic. I've got one as well. I've got a Zip. They've got a Billy. So. Yeah, we can talk about that later, which one I think
that's a whole other
best.
episode.
It is, that's right. But that was fantastic. So water filtration, cannot recommend it enough. It's amazing, and they've got a great
really
business
captured on now. Like you can get like that full in place water filtering at the post the meter or the post the water coming in.
Yes,
like some heavy duty stuff.
You can. Yeah, we didn't go that far, but like heaps of people that we did installations for, and a lot of our business was commercial servicing as well.
Okay.
So. Which I wasn't there for COVID times, but that would have had an impact, I'm sure, with all the offices closing down and things like that. But it was such a great experience to learn, about water filtration and plumbing. Who knew?
I think sometimes it is nice to step away to a certain degree into something completely different.
Yeah.
Off air, you sort of mentioned how much it was like being a jack of all trades and running your own business. And I think a lot of small businesses, we talk about this thing. We have an accountability chart when we talk about EOS and how we work on a structure for a business, so we know the right people in the right seats. But it's quite funny when it's a small business. Literally, you still have that structure, but you're in every seat.
Yeah,
literally.
That's right. Yeah, you're dealing with people calling in sick and who's going to clean the toilet this week?
Yeah, everything in between.
Everything in between, clients, people that are happy, people that are not happy. Water is something that when it's not working, you hear about it very, very quickly. If it's flowing, it's great. Everyone's happy. When it's not.
When it's flowing, chilled and hot, it's fine.
Exactly. That's right. So, that was a really great experience to be able to, put that, jack of all trades hat on. Because, from even, carrying things out from a delivery to going on site, looking under people's sinks and trying to work out why certain things weren't working. I was definitely not a plumber at all. I left that to the guys, but I did go out on site quite a few times to investigate different things. So yeah, it was a really great experience.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
it is, it's a space I really do enjoy. As much as like we talked about before, I was editing podcasts now,
Yeah.
and I do enjoy doing everything. But then you do end up, you go, okay, these are things I need to try and move out of the space and then get somebody else to do it, because my time's better spent there. But it is, especially in that early days where you're literally wearing every hat in the business and running around.
That's right. Yeah. You don't want to get stuck on the dance floor, as one of my friends recently said to me. You've got to, take that step out and be able to look to be able to grow and run your business as well. So be a good delegator. Absolutely. Delegate and elevate. It's the only way you can sort of find your unique value. And elevate. I like that.
That's it's a tool that we teach clients in the EOS model. So basically, we go through, and the idea is you would spend 2-3 weeks and jot down every single thing you do. As like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm cleaning the toilet, I'm helping the plumber. You actually go through that process, and then we will put it through.
What an eye-opener.
Yeah, and then we've got a simple table where we work out, okay, what do you love doing and are good at? And then everything else that's sort of, if you don't like it and you're not good at it, or if you like it, but you're good at it, but you don't like it, we try and move all that down.
Great.
So it's a handy tool because it really just empowers leaders, basically.
It reminds me a little bit of what I'm doing at the moment, different scenario, but I'm going through some financial planning at the moment. So we're going through all of our transactions to see what we spend our money on. Yeah. And it's terrifying. There's a lot of entertainment lines in what we're doing at the moment. But it's good to analyse those things sometimes.
Oh, it is. It is. And I must admit, mine's pretty much Amazon stuff. Especially in the last...
Gin and tonic, I've been told.
Apparently. Allegedly, sorry, that's the key word there. No, they don't sell gin, so I'm safe on that one.
Well... Fever Tree sponsor coming up.
Yes, that'd be great. And 4 pillars, please.
Yeah.
Now, Prana Chai. I don't want to make any assumptions, but what? I'm assuming there's something to do with chai there. But what?
It's a natural sticky chai, actually.
Oh, really?
So a loose leaf chai tea.
Oh,
yes, coated in honey. Or if you want the vegan version, it's got agave instead.
Okay.
So they sell that globally now, which is amazing, into cafes. So if you go to a really good quality cafe anywhere in the world, really, you should see Prana Chai. It's Excellent. A good test. If you go in and you don't see Prana Chai, maybe go to the next cafe.
All right, I'm going to have to speak to the cafe up the road here, because mind you, they are carrying a local chai mix, which
I won't say a bad word, but it's definitely the best. They are the leaders in that field for sure in Australia, and it's just continued to grow.
Yeah, the more you're saying it, I feel like I've seen it. I'm sure
you have. It used to be in a brown paper bag.
Yeah, okay.
With a big stamp on the front, Prana Chai, and now they've relabeled it, so it's still a brown bag, but now they've got beautiful because they're also my client now. They've also got like a beautiful character for each version.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they've got one which is like a warm hug, which is beautiful, cool. Which is their original. So they've got 4 or 5 flavours, like vegan, original, peppermint, and turmeric.
Peppermint, that's my favourite. All right,
I'll get you some.
I'll have to find some. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. So besides amazing chai,
What did I do there?
What did you do there? Besides drinking chai?
Yeah, that's right. So I was their head of sales there.
Cool.
I came in consulting really for them and just looked at their sales process and what was going on. And then, of course, we had all these things that needed to be done. It's like, well, who's going to do them? So, I came in and managed their sales team. So we had, some people over in the UK. We had the US, Japan, and here in Australia as well.
Cool.
So they weren't a massive team, but, just gorgeous humans. And our main job was to get more product into good quality cafes. So, and I was there through the whole COVID period as well. So that was really challenging.
That would have been really hard.
Very challenging times. So they flicked the switch there and did a lot of e-com work, which was great. But now they're back in full force, getting into more cafes. So, when I came to Zib, I know sort of skipping ahead, they were the first client that came over with me.
That's great.
Which was great. Yeah, it's been really good.
Can I did a stint in fast moving consumer goods, and the company I work for had a phenomenal process when it came to sales, accountability, data. We did stuff, and I actually loved it because of that.
Yep.
How important is in that sort of market? So going to cafes, for example, I was going to butchers and things like that. So it's similar but different.
Yeah.
Meat.
What were you selling?
Well, actually, no, we did have knives, but it was also just barbecue products, barbecue rubs and sauces and spices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal sales structure. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was just something that I just went like, wow, this is how you do sales.
Yeah.
But and one thing I found with anything with sales is, and I think this is just sales, not necessarily fast-moving consumer goods, is that consistency. Like, here's our process. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
Do it and repeat it. And then obviously fine-tune along the way. But how did?
Yeah.
Because I want to see what I want to hear what your thoughts are in regards to that, and how you used it to sell Piranha Chai.
I think sales, it's really interesting. People think when they see people that are successful salespeople that they're lucky. And some people go, oh, they're a natural born salesperson. Yes, there's a little bit of that, but honestly, like, there is a process to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hard work, and it's mainly activity. And then you're just honing the activity and the skill within it. So, for Piranha Chai, it was around, okay, how many actual cafes are we going to visit each week?
Yeah.
So it was all cold calling pretty much, apart from generating some leads.
Yeah.
So it was, okay, you're going to go, and we'll territory, and we'll work out what areas we're going to go to. You're going to hit down this trip, and you're going to go and see, 10 places today, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
It was just that rinse and repeat effect. And then you've got the part where you're in front of the customer, of course, about how you're approaching the customer, and that's where you've got your own personality and style.
Yeah.
Because my style is very different to your style to the next person. So, because you still want to be yourself, I feel, when you go and see people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So that's where you bring your own style into it, and the close piece as well. You've still got your own style. Some people are more forthright and heavy-handed with it, but as long as you're confident and you believe in what it is that you're actually selling, that makes it a hell of a lot easier to actually put a product in front and recommend that they should do it. I always used to say to my clients as well, it's like, if you've gone to see a movie, not my clients, but my reps, if you've gone to see a movie or a show, you always talk to your friends. You go, I just saw whoever it was, Taylor Swift. Congrats, she just got married. Engaged.
That became a meme so quickly.
I didn't. I know. It was so funny.
I need to do an EOS one version of that one.
You do, yeah. And I saw one the other day where they used AI to put their whole team in the background. That's cool. Yeah.
We just happened to be in a play. I love that scene where it's like flowers everywhere. Yeah, oh, wow. We just happened to be here. Anyway, sorry, go on.
That's right. Exactly.
But look, back to,
it's like you would go, oh, I just went and saw this person, or I went to this restaurant. It was amazing. You should go.
Yes. Yeah.
It's that. If you can transfer that excitement and that joy to selling, and really feel it in yourself to talk about it in that passionate way, well, then people will end up buying from you. Or if it's just like, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you clearly don't think that I should get it, because
what
do I think?
That's so true. Yeah. But I think that's where two things that, so we had a huge product range, and that was great. And we had 5 or 6 great sellers.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing I found, and this is where that if you don't believe in it, it's hard to sell. I totally agree with you. Yeah. That's where I struggled in that role. Was there's always the 15 other products I just feel like you aren't going to sell through these as quickly, and that's the hard bit, I think. And then there's I've got another Anthony from Mama Elise was on the show the other day. He has 2 products.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
And then the contrasting products. It's a hot sauce and it's a mustard.
Yeah,
so he's in the same space, but it's amazing that, and he's built it on 2 products, and I just feel like that's just such a great way to do it. Like, believe in the product, don't have don't have a flavor for
Don't
every
be
single
everything to everyone.
Yeah, that's it. Because then getting in is so much easier too.
Yeah.
Prana chai, four products.
That's right.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like that's a nice amount. People go like, oh, yep, I can take those.
That's right.
But
There's pros and cons for sure to doing all those things. Like
Yes.
we used to, like the con to it was sometimes be like, well, I'm buying, my coffee, my tea, my everything from this one guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to order from another person. Oh, that's like a lot of hard work.
Yep.
I won't bother. So that was the objection,
True,
to try and
true.
overcome. But I agree, and they're very firm on that at Prana. It's like we will stick to making a good product, a quality product. We're not going to lower our standards on that.
Yep.
So that's where they've gone all in on that. So like they're not in supermarkets or anything.
No,
like
and
that.
I reckon that's
their specialty.
Yeah. But that's where I think you lose those independents.
You do.
If you when I say independence, like a cafe,
Yep.
if they see that product, a cafe is not going to necessarily bring out a Dilma cup of tea for you. So you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Yeah,
you're not going to go to a cafe and
exactly.
go like, give me a Dilma. I'm Sri Lankan, so I love Dilma. Everyone should be drinking it. But yeah,
I get
it's
the
so
point.
important. Yeah. So
It is.
no,
It's
that's
made a
cool. That's
difference.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And yeah, look, it's just one of those things I really enjoy. I really enjoyed learning that sales process. And in the 6 to 8 months I was there, it was just like the best learning when it comes to sales ever.
I think everyone should learn.
I
do
agree.
sales
I
at some
absolutely agree.
stage,
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you realise actually in every job you have,
Always
you're
selling.
always selling.
Yes.
Cross-functionally, up, down, left, right.
Yep.
To your kids at home, to your husband, you're always selling.
Totally. And I think the biggest thing, and for me, the sales growth was, I did some sales when I was younger. I have a knife company called Cutco.
Okay, never heard of
It
it.
was just like this overpriced knife. Anyway, I was 18. It was purely
Yeah.
commission. Hated it. Hated
work.
it. Oh, yes.
Hard work.
Hard work. And that's what they got. They just got people that just would just happy to just get
Slog.
get heaps of no's to get to
Yep.
that yes. And then obviously fast forward 20 years, I was okay with the no's as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's when it comes to sales for me, the biggest, I think, growth I had was being okay for someone to go, no, I'm not interested.
It's not personal.
It's not personal.
It's
yes.
not personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so, and I think that's what burns people out sometimes early days.
I think so.
Because they take they take it personally and go like, oh, they don't like me as a person. Like, no,
One
they
of
don't
my-
want to stock your product.
That's
Let's
right.
move on.
One of my colleagues now, his main job is to lead generate, and it's all cold call outreach.
Yeah.
So it's hard yards.
It
and
is.
So he gamified it, which I love. He would have a chart just on his desk where he would just, no, for however many. And then it was like, yay, tic-tac-toe, I've got 10 or 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Next one's a yes, So it was just that, it's that activity again, the numbers game. And as he improved on doing that, then he just got better and better at it as well. So rather than having to make 100 calls, it's like, now you only have to make 50 calls or whatever it is to get the right result.
And that was one thing, is just knowing your target market was so valuable. Because those 100, you can cut that 100 down pretty quickly if you go like,
Correct. There's some cool AI tools out there as well.
yeah,
I don't use this one personally, but he did, and it's worked very well to find the right person in an organisation to talk to.
cool.
So it's called Clay.
I've heard of Clay. Yes, yeah.
So that has been very, very, very successful for him in generating good quality leads, because he's talking to the decision maker,
Yeah.
not just the reception person. They're important as well, but they're not making the ultimate decision.
No, and I think from that cold call point of view, getting past the receptionist is like challenge number one, right?
Yeah, it is. That's right. The
And then
gatekeeper.
sometimes you got some good gatekeepers out there, which makes it really hard.
You really do.
Yeah.
They also, the interesting part for that for me as well is sometimes they can be your greatest advocate too. So if you can win over
Oh,
that
if you can build a
person,
relationship, yes, absolutely.
then sometimes when you're selling into bigger organizations, you do need to have influencers, because you might not ever get to that decision maker as well. So if you can influence a few other people across the journey, that can really help you too.
Yeah, no, that's so true. That's so true, and I think it's even in that barbecue world, barbecue rubs side of things. Like, it's
Yeah.
like if you have that one butcher that loves it, he ends up being the one that goes, "Yeah, the boss said
Yeah.
do it." I'm like, "Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
cool." No, look, I
It's
really
like influencers, but internally.
internally, yes,
Yeah,
yeah. No, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I don't enjoy sales a lot, but I'm glad I had that experience, and yeah, it's nice to hear your
Yeah.
feel on it as well.
Yeah.
Now, so yeah, look, I was checking out your LinkedIn profile as you do preparing
That's
for
right.
the
Like
show.
everyone does. Yeah, that's right.
Now, you talk about how important it is to empower women in the workforce, and I guess being inactive in that space. I think because I
Yeah.
think it's quite easy to sometimes not think about it and not actually want to try to actually make a difference. But talk me through the things you've done to help develop other females in the workforce.
I might actually flip it on its head and tell you a story about someone who's done that for me, if that's all right as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So my boss, who I've got currently, Corinne. So yes, I've been in business and like I'm a part of a few networking groups, and one of them is just a women's networking group, which has been amazing. And also I'm a co-president of a netball club, which is all women.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much, apart from the odd few males and dads that help out. But in terms of that, empowerment, just the example I want to give you with my boss, Corinne at Zip Digital. So I came into this role just saying to her, look, I really want to help you. You're running this, you're starting this business from scratch. And, I've had years of experience in sales. I want to help as much as I can. And she was like, amazing, fantastic. We had probably a 20-minute conversation. Then I met her in person and we're like, yep, okay, let's go. So, and she has always said to me, I never wanted to be that person that would, stop a woman from succeeding in business. So it's been a really interesting, great relationship where I've given her my experience and sales experience to upskill her. And she's really let me run my own race, which has elevated and supported me as well in getting back into what I love, talking to customers again.
Yeah.
So, she has always been an advocate for, letting me, if I've got to drop kids off at school or something, or someone's sick, or we'll have these amazing, like just quick 2-minute conversations, and she'll be like, oh, someone's calling me. And I'm like, yep, great, go. I've got to do that. So we have this really great open flow relationship as well, where I can tell her exactly what's going on in my life. So showing that vulnerability, which I think coming from a corporate background, it was very interesting and very foreign in what I'd experienced in Yellow Pages days.
Just give me 30 seconds. If you're based in Geelong and you're looking to connect, grow, and be a part of a supportive business community, you need to check out the Geelong Chamber of Commerce. When I started my first business, the Chamber had a great impact on my growth. And now with my new business, it continues to play a big part in helping me grow. I believe in it so much that I'm now on the board. So if you're running a business in Geelong, I can't recommend joining enough. Find out more by heading to geelongchamber.com.au. Now back to the show.
That was a very cutthroat sales
I'd
organisation.
imagine, yes. Yep.
So, showing your being vulnerability, can't say the word. Back then, I mean, just generally anyway, showing that you were being challenged, if someone showed that, it was like, you're going to be on the chopping block, where it's changed so much now. So I love that as well. And even some of the other people I've met through the Women of White Horse Network group as well, it's all women.
Yep.
And to be able to network with them and introduce them to other people as well that I know through different journeys, and help them with their businesses that way, just by introduction, and just being a sounding board as well, to share the hard parts and not judge others on that. Because I think that's a big part, like where women are so used to it was always, let's break the glass ceiling, let's be where the man is.
Yeah.
And for some reason that translated into, you can't show anything that feels like you're weak.
Yeah.
So then we have had to have this like tough, brutal exterior, where it's not reality. Men aren't like that either.
Yeah.
So, being able to have Corinne as an amazing boss, where she's like, let's just lay it all bare. And she does that as well, which I've never experienced in my life, to have a boss tell me, how she has had her vulnerable side and challenges. I've always had bosses be quite stoic, and, you know, there's a level of, you know, when you are a boss, not sharing everything.
Yeah.
And she has been able to do that with me. It's been a really amazing opportunity where we've both been like, yeah, this is amazing, this is shit, you know. But it hasn't been okay, well, that's a negative. It's like, okay, great, what can we do about this? How can we work together to solve this problem? Or can we just listen and talk to each other as well?
Yeah. No,
I feel very, very lucky.
Yeah, that sounds
It makes me a bit emotional, actually, because she's a really, really great human.
Oh, that's awesome. And it is, I think, it's always nice. You know, you sort of go through your career and you find people like that, and it's amazing the impact they have in your life. And I've had a few like that over my years as well. And you sort of always think back and you reflect back on the learnings as well.
Yeah.
But you're in it at the moment, which is fantastic, right?
I feel really lucky.
Yeah.
Really, really lucky and I've had some amazing bosses for sure. But yeah, just not to that level of, you know, just being an open book.
Yeah.
And supporting from that perspective. And it's funny too, as I look into my netball world as a coach of little kids sometimes, and I often have this conversation with parents and things like that, like my greatest hope with any of these young girls is that they enjoy playing the game and that they actually get something more out of it than just winning. To me, it's about, you know, can you work together as a team? Are you ultimately becoming a good human out of some of these skills that you're learning, as opposed to just thrashing, you know, the other team at the end of the day, which not everyone loves that. But for me, it's like we want people to keep playing sport and get active and fit and keep doing it, you know, up until they're, you know, in their 40s, 50s, people can be playing netball. But if they get crushed because they're not winning, I think that's the wrong mindset. We just want them to enjoy playing and being around a team environment and being with other women.
No, I agree, and it's beautiful. I think coaching kids. I've started coaching my son's under 11 soccer team or football team for some of my listeners. Just this year, so just coming to the end of the season. But yeah, absolutely. I think you said that right. Like they're having fun, and are they becoming, you know, better people for it? And I think the most beautiful thing is when you see them play like a team.
Yeah,
you know, and that's these boys didn't play together till this year, so it was kind of like the first 6 weeks were like a little bit crazy there. You know, not everyone wanted to score goals, but it was just beautiful. Now it's like, okay, yep, I've got a role, and they understand that the whole team wins, and that's such a difference, right?
Yeah, and kids are going through so many things. Just, you know, there's certain parts like their frontal lobe's not formed, you know, until they're in their 20s. There's all these psychological stages and physical stages that they're all going through. So I really do try and take it back to that. We just want them to enjoy playing the game. They're not professionals.
Oh, yes.
Probably maybe one out of, you know, 50 teams that we see will end up being a professional in this.
Yeah.
So why... Oh, we could talk about this for hours.
Oh, I love this.
Why are parents, you know, it happens that the pressure is put on these players to perform, and, you know, and you get excited on the sidelines as well because you want them to do well. But yeah, so it's an interesting time, I think, for parents being involved with sport at the moment. And, you know, you hear it from the top elite level as well. I saw a beautiful video. I can't remember who the AFL player was, but he just said, you know, when your kids come off the court, just say to them, I love watching you play.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Just I love watching you play.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's it's I don't know, the things I draw from coaching kids and a team, and how much that correlates to just us or me being in a leadership team or working with a leadership team. Like we talk about this similar stuff, you know, like it's just, we're a team. We all have our positions. We need to communicate. It's just the connections.
Transfers.
Oh, it transfers so much. And then it's what I found is though under 11 boys. We did really well this season, and it's not because of me. It's because the boys just have amazing skills, but they're the craziest kids I've ever played. Sure. But look, I'm just the coordinator. Just meet me here on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then we play a game on Sunday. But it just, one thing I forget, I guess, being in my 40s now, like that I don't have to prep when you're 10 or heading into 11. You don't have to sit there and like focus and get ready to play. Like these guys, these boys, like are just crazy. 5 minutes to the game, and I'm like, all right, so here's your positions, and
Go.
and then as soon as they start playing, it's like a switch has been flicked, and you're like, oh, right. Yeah. So I had to learn that to go like, okay, I can't expect these boys to be doing drills before a game because that's just not the way they work. So it's just, they're the joys.
Showing your versatility there as a leader.
Yes, I've just gone a little bit of giving up actually.
Yeah.
Going like, why am I trying?
Oh God! Yeah.
No, they've done really well, and
so
it's been fun, and really enjoy that aspect. I'm just working on some trophies at the moment for the kids, so it's because they only get medals and under 11s, and there's no grand final, so just trying to make it a little bit special for them.
That's so nice.
There we go.
If you need a good supplier for that, I know one as well.
I do. Oh, too late. I went a bit cheap because I'm funding it. I just found this guy in the marketplace selling like 10 of them.
I love it. I love it.
I'm like $5 a pop. Yep, I'll take those.
That'll do.
Yeah, I mean, look,
they will love it.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Long as they like, that's the key piece. But we kind of went around.
I know. Sorry, we went to netball and soccer and sport.
What age do you train? What kids?
I actually don't coach at the moment.
Oh, okay.
But I was coaching last season actually. They were year 7s, so year 7s, 6s. So what's that? 12-year-old girls. So that was an interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting age. Because it's a big transition going into high school, and your groups are forming, and that was definitely not our most successful season. Let me just say. That age and below. I like coaching the littler ones as well.
Yeah.
Some people, depends on where you're at, but it can be a bit like herding cats, but I love it. I love it.
I love that phrase. That's the best
herding cats.
Yeah, herding cats. Yeah. That is
Yeah.
literally what I do most training sessions.
Yeah.
Until they get to play. They just don't like doing drills. And I feel like it's all right. Next year's under 13, so things get a bit more serious.
Yeah, soccer is becoming...
It's great. Oh, look, and I love seeing all the amount of girls and ladies playing soccer at the Barwon Soccer Club. It's just amazing.
That's so good.
So many training and so many playing, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm trying to get my daughter's interested. She's 8, so she's keen. So I'm like, let's do it. Because I think it's sports is so important for everyone.
It is. It is.
Mental health gets thrown around a little bit, but absolutely for that piece and that connection to community as well.
I agree. My youngest daughter just played in a AFL football.
Yeah.
Grand final for her local club, and it's so funny. She's played more than willing to just try everything. And the first season of every sport she's played, they've won the grand final. So I'm like, just
That's
retire
awesome.
from AFL now and go and try I don't know what's next. Tennis, synchronized swimming. I don't know, because she's done netball, basketball, and now AFL. But that club spirit, like we were there on the Sunday night, and there were, I think the club's got like 30 or 40 teams. Like it's a massive football club, and they had 8 teams in the finals, and all 8 teams won their final. Yeah, and the excitement and the joy that was in that room. Yeah, and there's people that were in that room that, I'd known from Yellow Pages days that I ran into, and the community spirit around sports clubs is massive. Like that's one of the things that I know my co-president and I often talk about is how do we get that from a football club where there's rooms and grounds into a netball environment. Yeah. And same with basketball that often don't have a space to congregate after a game.
That's it. And basketball seems to be so transactional when it's like come in, play, leave.
Yeah.
There's no room in the sidelines.
No.
I've been to a few of my nephew's games. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. It's loud and can't talk.
Yeah. Bouncing that ball on that ground. Oh, it's so noisy compared to netball.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's so different.
No, it's true. And I find that the footy community definitely is much stronger. Even with the soccer club here in Geelong.
Yeah.
I forgot where I am. Where am I again? No, it's Barwon Soccer Club. Yeah, even them, same sort of thing. It's like they struggle to pull people together for events and things like that. So it's just that I think that connection with those sports, especially in regional spaces, isn't there. Whereas I think if you go in more into Metro Melbourne or Melbourne, those areas, the clubs are a bit stronger.
Yeah.
But it's how do you get that that buy-in or that community feel or community connections.
Yeah.
In the regional
Yeah,
areas.
it's a tough thing because you've got it takes a lot of volunteers to run clubs as well, and everyone's busy. We all are. Everyone's working, parents doing, a million drop-offs and pickups and things as well. So at times it does, and I see it in our club as well, it feels like it's too hard to do those things. But then, we have a presentation night and people are there and you see the joy on the kids' faces and everyone's really having a good time. And then, I mean, that's when I love it the most because I see, all the work that we've done during the year, it's worth it. Yeah. We're having this great fun community event to celebrate together. And
I think people don't realise how many people actually volunteer.
No, they don't. Yeah, they absolutely do not.
They don't. And seeing behind the scenes, and even just seeing the coordinators that support the coaches for the under 11s, under 9s. I'm like, how are you? You're just doing this for nothing?
Yeah, for free.
For free.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm coaching for nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do the coordinators are just doing so much, and then you got the presidents, and you got these people just doing things that they're doing it for the passion.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it gets lost. I think with some parents who just I guess assume someone's getting paid along the line, but it's amazing how people just don't and they just do it.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
Yes.
But that's kind of what drives me to want to do more for the club. Like I'm going to come back next year and coach the boys and go through another season. I sponsored the tops there as well just to get things going. It's just one of those things. I think it's. Yeah, I think sponsoring sports clubs needs to be something that people just take pride in and get involved as well.
Yeah. It's a really, when you get involved in a sports club, that camaraderie is amazing. Yeah. It's great. Like my friend who I'm co-president with, it's just it's just been amazing for us as well. Like we talk every day. It's almost like being sisters at times, but it's so good too. And I think that's the thing I would say to people with volunteering, everyone's often, oh God, it sounds like being a president, like it's a big job. But if you can get someone else to do it with you as well, it has been fantastic. Yeah. There's always hard parts. No job is ever 100% easy. But having another person to do it through it has been fantastic because if I can't do something, she can do it and vice versa. Yeah. It's just sharing and you've got a sounding board as well. So, volunteer, people. We need help.
No, that's it. And like you said, even if it's just a little bit, it helps.
That's right. It sure does.
Oh, cool. We could actually talk about sports for a while.
Yeah, we could.
No, I really enjoyed it. I think it's like you said, the how I connected. Even we got three coaches for the team. How much feel like, this is our leadership team. Like I do one thing, but I don't do other things well. And the other guys love doing the other things. I'm like, this is brilliant.
So good.
Yeah. So absolutely. And that's
share the load.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. I haven't got a real good way to segue to Zip Digital. So let's just let's move. Because we started with empowering women.
Yeah, I know.
And then we just went to empowering the community sport.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Fantastic conversation there. But so Prana Chai, and then we talk about Korean as well, which is I love that. I love that story, and I think it is. I think any leader out there that can be vulnerable and open and honest, and I guess confide. I mean, obviously you don't confide with everyone, but I think there's that close group you need to work with, and you really get buy-in. It makes a massive difference.
It does.
It's a leadership style that, like you said, is perceived to be weak.
Yeah, it is. I hope that's changing. I feel as though it is. There's some really great leaders out there. A lady who runs a company called The Digital Picnic, I see her post, Cherie, can't think of her last name, but just an amazing advocate for that and for having people just show all their true colours and then navigating around how, neurodiverse people, for example, can work in her business. I'm like, wow, that is amazing, because you just don't see those things being spoken about at all. So yeah, to lead it from the top is huge. It's a big shift. I get that as well, but it's just small steps.
I think so, and I think the fact that it's starting at the small business level is fantastic. You know, I think that's where you just have to drive it up. Basically, that's probably the key piece. So
True.
not talk me through, but Zip Digital. You said Corinne was starting it. So
she's
talk me through that journey.
Yeah, she's a franchisee. So we've got Zip Digital that's been running for 15 years as a whole company, and then she came in as a franchisee just over 12 months ago now. So yeah, I've been with her for 12 months. And so, you know, she's invested a fair amount of money into having this business, and Zip itself has all the infrastructure there to support that. But really, you're still starting from the ground up, finding new customers, trying to build up her client base. And that's where, you know, I've stepped in to help her do that role. So I'm a BDM for her. And yeah, it's been an amazing opportunity, because when you're not getting inbound leads, is there anyone else behind me helping me? You know, no, you've got to do it all yourself. So, you know, you really just have to start hitting up your network, talking to people, understanding what's out there, building relationships, just talking, making phone calls, meeting more people.
Doing the activity.
Yes. That's right. And also, you know, as you go along that journey, you're starting to realise who are the right type of clients, you know, that you can actually help as well. Like, I know sometimes early days, you know, you might look at a website and think, oh, we could definitely do something for them, but maybe they're not at the right stage of their journey for us, and that's okay as well. So you just pick and choose a little bit smarter. It's like the scenario of the 100 calls down to the 50 calls. You just hone your skill around who is the right fit for you. So, yeah, it's been a great journey having this last 12 months. I think we've gone from, you know, 0 clients to 35, I think, now. Maybe a few more than that. She got a couple more on this month, which has been great.
Awesome.
So it's been a really strong growth opportunity and path for us so far. And now we're getting to that next stage of, you've got clients that, you know, they sign up for 12 months. And so really it's about, through that whole journey, have we done enough for them to keep them now?
Going, yes.
So, and that's where that relationship thing is huge, because it's so much easier to look after an existing client than it is to get on a new one. We all know this. Yeah. But for whatever reason, it doesn't always happen. So, you know, I really work hard at getting to know my clients and understanding what's going on in their business and finding out weird and crazy things sometimes. But those conversations open up, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Oh, you never told me that you were running this other side of your business, and you've just complained, you know, you're not generating X amount of dollars, or you want to get it to this point, but you haven't done anything with it. I know I'm doing this for you. Oh, we could also do that for you. Or I know someone else who can help you. So it's not just about me selling something to them either.
Yeah.
It's like,
Making
I don't
connections
do
as
that,
well.
but I can introduce you to someone else who can help you. Oh, I love doing that.
That's it. And I think it's so much of that resonates with me, because I'm definitely a franchisee myself. And there's no inbound, nothing inbound. So you do start a business or a practice, and it is a lot of work, a lot of activity you've got to do. I'm envious the fact that you have each other and obviously a team, because I do work solo. I mean, as implementers, we have a community, but I guess fundamentally we are also in the same market as well, right? So it's kind of a community, but competitive to a certain degree. As much as there's, you know, there's a lot of opportunity out there as well, but you've got to still do the work, and it's.
Got to do the work.
That's it. And look, and I think franchise or your own business, it doesn't really matter. It's if you're not willing to do the work and put the hard yards in, especially early days, like you said, you come to the 12 months, 20, 35 plus clients, and you're in the scenario where, like, did we do all the right things to make sure that, you most of the 35, or if not all,
That's right. That
want
they
to stay
stay.
on. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Because that's the bedrock, and then you're going to build on that and keep going and going. But how big's is Kareen's team and your team?
Yeah. So we're only a team of 3.
Yeah, right.
So there's her, myself, and then Tom, our lead generator, as well. So he started, I think he'll be 12 months in a couple of months' time as well. So we're a small team. And then we've got the next level of our team as well that work for Zip Digital head office. So we've got a team of account managers that work there. So once we've got a new client on board, we also need that extra level of support.
Yes,
So they're looking at the absolute day-to-day of what's going on with their campaigns, oh gosh, what is this keyword? Is that the right type of client? Seeing that they've had phone call clicks, having the conversation with the client going, I can see you got this. Did it actually convert into phone calls? Because, sometimes people click on that phone number, but they don't actually make the call.
Yep.
So that's that next level of support that we're there to do that, but we also really heavily rely on our account manager to have that level of understanding as well. So then you've got 2 people involved with each client, and then we've got another level as well where you've got the people on the tools that are actually, doing the data piece that has to be done from the back end of setting up a campaign.
No, and I mean, I think you mentioned it before, but obviously it's data-driven insights, and then with creativity. So, how important is that data when it comes to search, SEO, and the likes, and I guess getting getting people's businesses' websites seen?
The data, it's a starting point. It's not everything.
Okay.
It's a starting point because we can see traffic. We can see how many people have gone to a website, for example. There's amazing tools now where you can even see where people have clicked on pages and things like that. So numbers on a chart are one thing. There's heaps of data, but it's that next level of what actually happened after that. So we can get, thousands of people to go and visit a website. Amazing. If the client just wants heaps of people to get to a website, that's easy. Tick, done. We've put some ads, we've got them there. But the client usually wants some actual phone calls, inquiries, and then them to be good ones, and quality leads that convert. So that's where, and this happens a bit in digital land, is that we do get too focused sometimes on the data, where we need to be having that next conversation with our clients as well to look at it and go, okay, I can see I've got a client like this where someone's clicked on their phone number like 20 or 30 times. They didn't get 20 or 30 phone calls.
Yeah, right.
But it's just because of the way that their website's been set up. So we can identify straight away, we're going to move some things around on your site because we can see that person's actually trying to navigate.
Oh, I just happen to be mousing over and clicking.
Yeah. So it's that numbers on a chart and the data is just a starting point for us. We need to have that next level of conversation to see what it's actually producing, because clients will also, they know their business inside and out. We want to know it inside and out as well. And you only get that by having a conversation, not by emailing backwards and forwards 20 times.
Yep.
You really need to get into the dirty of it at times, so then we can go, great, now we're going to get your results because you just told me A, B, C, D. This is what your customers are asking for. This is the type of data, and we're going to put this into headlines now.
Yeah.
People are searching for this. They're actually asking for that. We'll use that information to drive the right type of client to you. So, yeah, data's good, but it
just
doesn't paint the whole picture.
Yeah, right. Okay, good to know. And I think it's a valuable thing for people to understand that. Yeah, I think because we do get obsessed with those, the page the visits and the things like that, but it's the conversion and what do we get on the other end of that that really matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want likes? Do you want likes and visits, or do you actually want inquiries and real quality inquiries and sales?
Ultimately that's it. It's just I sort of look at a lot of stats, especially the social media side of things. You see a lot of stats in like views and reach and blah blah blah, but then like, okay, but how many calls do we get? Oh, none.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's right.
Cool.
All your friends and family like you. That's cool. That's great.
Well, that's it. Yeah, random people from around the world have seen your stuff. You're not relevant because you're regionally set up or you're based in Australia. So
and social media is a really interesting one too, because you know, people sometimes go, oh, I've got, 5,000 followers, like that's huge. But the reality now is that it's a marketing and advertising beast.
Yeah.
So if you post, only 10%, there's probably an actual stat online, but very few people are actually going to see you post that because there's all these ads that are coming in, and that's how Meta makes money.
Yeah.
So they're going to prioritize ads over your free post.
No, absolutely. And the social media game's definitely changed so much too. It's just, I really loved it. It was about 4 or 5 years ago when it first really got us kicked off, and I had some luck with it in sense of growth and things like that. Totally different industry and totally different content. But it's now so much harder. But I think that seems like everything with YouTube's so much harder. Everything's so much harder to try and get traction and movement and that organic reach. Sam Silver's a local social media guru, and he talks about Instagram, and he's cracked the code and he's done really well. But then you sort of, that's the thing where not every business sits there and learns those things, right? So we'll post a photo, we'll post a video and go, okay, well, no reach, just not doing it anymore.
Maybe boost it.
Maybe, and then as soon as you boost it, it feels like then it's like you don't get anything unless you boost again.
Well, and that really, for boosting it, it's like, if you've got a, like a garage sale, right? It's like, okay, a boost might be, okay, I told all my friends to start with, I'm going to have a garage sale. Now I'm going to put brochures, in a 2K radius around. That's like a boost.
Yep.
So, it's not really broadening your net very far to get people to come to your garage sale. Or when you go, okay, I'm going to actually advertise on Meta. That's where it's like, okay, great. Well, now I'm going to advertise to, I know that the type of people that like to come to garage sales are maybe they're female, they're interested in looking up junk shows on TV, because there's all this data that we can find out about them. And then we're actually starting to put letterboxes in those people that we actually know want to come to junk sales within a 30K radius. So that's where, the advertising piece, the impact of it can be very powerful compared to just boosting.
That's a fair thing. I think boosting was definitely something that seems to be just the easy. I tried it, right, and I've done that, and it's got some boost.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the common mistakes? I guess small businesses specifically, or any business size really, but generally the small and mediums, they tend to may not have the budget to try and get someone in professionally. But what are the common digital mistakes, marketing mistakes people make that they can? How much time have I got?
I might say maybe things of what they should do.
Yeah, let's do that. Might be easier.
Yeah. I think from a website perspective and in terms of Google, right? Google's a big beast, and we can talk about Meta as well. And you mentioned, Meta was really good 5-10 years ago. I think that's where TikTok is now. So if people are willing to give that a go, it's at its infancy. It's where Facebook was back then.
Yeah.
So you've got a great opportunity to get a bigger audience now. There's not as much competition. But most businesses are really afraid of doing that. But I would absolutely, if I was a business that I was going to be posting and trying to sell something online, do some stuff on TikTok and just play around with it. Like, it doesn't have to be beautifully edited or anything like that. Just put some stuff out there and see what happens. If it doesn't go well, delete it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an issue, honestly. So I would definitely recommend to just try it. Try and do some videos. I mean, especially if you've got a visual product, like if you're, I don't know, if you're selling pools or books or landscaping or, something like that, you can do it. And even if you're not, if you're in the professional services space, if you're a mortgage broker, for example, the audience on TikTok can be quite young. It can be my age. It can be in their 50s, 60s as well. So that audience is there too that you can talk to.
Yeah.
Don't think that they're not, because they are. So I think, that's one, TikTok. But in terms of Google My Business page is a must for every business that's out there. It's free, so it doesn't cost you anything. But Google definitely favours those pages. They own Google My Business, obviously. So they will favour that
Yeah.
page. So having all of your details, your opening hours on there, your address, if you've got a physical business, where people can actually visit, updating with images on that page, reviews. The more reviews you get, the better it is for you. So get reviews.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost you, it's time, but it doesn't actually cost you money.
Yeah.
So I would definitely do that. And then in terms of websites, we spoke about it before. It's about answering the questions that people are searching for. So the more information you can have, if people are looking up something for an accountant, there might be some really technical piece. I'm not an accountant, but maybe they're asking about Xero, for example, or how to use it, for example, or MyOb. Having a blog post about that could be really relevant to your audience. Or you might do work with tree loppers. So I'm looking at a tree. That's why I'm thinking of a tree lopper.
That tree's not doing well.
No, it's really not. It needs a tree lopper. Yeah. You might work with certain industries. It's like write articles about that and how you've helped. Do case studies. It's all about content now, and it's not just about rinse and repeat, put all these keywords in that Google algorithm. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Where Google will punish you now if you just keep copying content from page to page to page to page. It goes, this is dodgy. So we're going to give you an X, for that. You need to make sure it's clean, it's actually answering the question, and then it's just not a copy from one page to the other.
No, it's valuable tips there. So just with the TikTok thing, I think you mentioned something that was really important and this is something even Sam Silver, who did a presentation just recently in the Geelong Small Business Festival, mentioned was it doesn't have to be perfect.
Correct.
And I think, and that's not just TikTok, and I think that's even LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Even LinkedIn.
as
Yeah,
well.
sorry. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think any social platform, it's just obviously, make sure you can hear what you're saying and
That's right.
but it doesn't need to be a perfectly cut video to get it. And it's just so valuable bit of information for people to understand, because that seems to be the blocker. And I know I'm a bit of a perfectionist myself when it comes to like putting things together, and from a content point of view, it's just sort of honed my skills a lot. Yes. But I think, and I see some of the ones that do well, and it is fundamentally like just a little 10, 15-second video, and it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of what you need to do. And how do you capture people's eyes there? And one thing sort of with the TikTok and the short form videos, and I just noticed, especially in the last couple of months, that Google now has a short video tab in search, right? So, and I know when I do a few things on EOS, that now if I do certain Google searches and I look at the small short form video factor, that my videos are there. So it's references in Instagram. I'm not sure if it references TikTok though, but it definitely references Instagram.
I have to check that. But it definitely is, and that only came about recently where they're indexing everything now. Yeah,
so
from Meta. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn has for a long
LinkedIn,
time.
Yeah, and this is where it's really important for people to understand that that content, even though you go like, oh, it's on TikTok, no one's seeing it, it does get referenced. And if someone just happens to watch a video of you talking about Xero and the value of, something, I have no idea about Xero myself, but something about Xero, for example, that it may pop up. And so I think like you said, the more content,
the more you do. And look, I have to say, it's interesting, when I first started at Zib as well, I actually haven't done a video, so I need to take my own advice to do more of that. But I was doing a lot of content on LinkedIn at the time to get my audience greater, to get greater reach. You want to also be seen as that trusted authority and be that knowledgeable person in your space, which you are.
Yeah.
So you need to tell people about it as well. And LinkedIn search, there's some good numbers around that as well, that people are stopping on videos more often than they are on text-based and image forms as well. And it's the same across all mediums really, because we're lazy.
We're lazy. And I think the other thing with LinkedIn I'm seeing is the just everything seems AI written. Like you see these massive blogs, massive posts that are huge, and then you see the M dashes, and you're like, okay, well that's you might have given it a prompt, but it's not necessarily you.
Yeah.
But then I use ChatGPT, and I'll always try and keep them short because people don't read, and I don't expect people to read
Yeah.
4 pages on a post sometimes.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's amazing that as soon as you have something more personalized, more about hey, I had a podcast with someone. It's great conversation, a photo, a couple of tags. It goes so much better than just a big chunk of text. But even the short videos, the snippet I put in just last week just did really well.
Yep.
And it's just based in that trust conversation that you have in a podcast.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference.
It does, yeah. Video has taken over.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely taken over. And I mean, I see it in my kids, a 13 and a 12-year-old. That's what they're consuming. They're not sitting looking at things. They're watching YouTube videos. They're, going on social media sites that they probably shouldn't be.
Yes.
But, and we're all in it.
As of this month, was it? Or last month?
So, yeah. So it's banned. Naughty girls. But, yeah, even, as adults, we are all addicted to this algorithm that we've got there, and we're much more likely to look and stop on a video of something than we are just a static photo. And we see it in the funnels of the campaigns that we do. We still include lots of static as well, because it's often more costly as well, because people are stopping on videos more. It eats up the budget quite quickly too. Right. So we have to be smart about that. So we still do include the static, but just, put more videos into your content generically anyway, because you'll get more engagement out of it.
No, absolutely. And it is really, as business leaders and owners out there, it is a personal brand building thing as well. Isn't it? Like, I mean, yes, you've got a product.
That sounds awful, doesn't it? Yeah, personal brand building.
Well,
but it's reality.
It is. And I think it's you've got to feed the beast. It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But you literally do. Like, I mean, you've got this social media, say LinkedIn, for example. It is a beast you're trying to feed and keep it going and going. And yeah, if you don't feed it, it just stops.
Yep.
Right. LinkedIn's pretty good now that you sometimes see things from 3 weeks ago. So they've done something different more recently. So that's, but then sometimes I'm like, okay, that's not even relevant anymore. So I think the algorithm just needs to work on that, because an event's passed and you're like, well, like, if I like it, I look like an idiot.
That's
like
right, exactly. That happened 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. So, so yeah, look, it's how you build that up as well. And yeah, I mean, video is king, and I think it's something that we need to keep doing.
Just get your phone out and set it up and just record yourself doing
or
something.
if you've got a couple of tripods like myself.
Yeah, exactly. You can do this. But yeah, definitely doing that. And I've got a girlfriend who works at LinkedIn actually.
Yeah,
and yeah, so amazing. But she will just do one in her car.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And it works.
Yeah.
So, and it's not anything, there's no bells, whistles, anything. It's just her being raw, honest about a product, a service, a client, something, and she posts it.
Yeah.
Gets more engagement.
And the unique thing I think people sometimes forget is, like, there's only certain people that want to watch your content.
Yes.
And then find it interesting. So if you're doing your content for them and not necessarily trying to capture people that don't want to know about you, because I think that's when videos don't hit the mark, is because you're trying to, you're casting your net too wide. Whereas you're like, hey, I'm going to talk about this topic for a short period of time, quick and fast. It makes such a difference.
It does.
So I think
going back to that prana conversation as well, be really good at a few things, not everything.
That's it. And just make your skills shine as much as they can. Sorry, back to the personal brand.
That's right, exactly.
I've got in my notes the importance of personal branding. So it is what it is, and I think it's the world we're in, and
it's always been there, right? We just didn't have that name or that label on it before. It was that. No, that's it. You'd be talking to a network of people, and you were applying for jobs. It's like, I know so and so. Oh, they're a great guy. They're excellent at what they do. Blah blah blah. That's your personal brand coming through.
Yep.
It's the same thing still happens.
Today you can control it more too. Correct. Right? And actually, which is scary. Not scary, but it's definitely more challenging because it's kind of a 24 hours a day. People can look at you and go like, oh, this is Reyan on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not, I met Reyan 4 weeks ago and he was a great guy. It was, so
there he is. Yes.
There he is constantly. So you just want to keep it.
Do I like this guy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
There's a lot of judgment. I think that's the hard part as well, is that, you're putting stuff out there and you are being quite vulnerable in what you're doing when you're putting these posts. And I know I've definitely procrastinated sometimes when will I click go on this post because of what I'm saying about myself personally? I don't want to be judged. No one wants that.
No,
to
and
happen.
I was reflecting on this the other day myself because I've a couple of times sort of mentioned in this podcast about how social media is meant to connect us all, and what it do is disconnect us, or make us clutch to a bunch of whole bunch of different people love certain things, and and the negativity that reigns through there as well. But I think the interesting piece was that I was thinking about. I'm like, it's part of that is the fact that and I look at some of my old Facebook comments and posts where it was a bit more carefree. Like you would just say things, and it's not, you just try to be funny or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I would never post that now. I would never.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, what's so and so going to think about it, or what?
Yes.
If this, and obviously everything's my accounts are private, so it's not not an issue as much because you just have your friends. But say LinkedIn, for example, you sort of you think about you hyper focus and go like, okay, how is this going to be taken? How's this community going to take it? How's the people like it?
That's right. Yes.
But then so many times you end up going like, you post and you delete 5 minutes later. You're like, yes, that one can miss.
Post.
Yeah.
Just post. Yeah, that's where a video is good as well, because I feel as though you're not, when you're typing something out, you reread over it and you can check things a few times. Where if you're just filming and doing it, then it's done. It's the same as sending an email versus just picking up the phone and calling someone. Like I've definitely done that where I've started typing an email to someone. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I'm trying to explain. It's so much easier if I just actually talk to them on the phone and have the conversation, and then they can respond instantly to me as well. So it's such a huge time saver.
Oh, totally. And I've got a few mates that hate calling, even to book a restaurant. So I'm like,
oh,
so
man.
hang on, I'm on.
Are they gamers?
No, they're not actually. They just don't
Sorry
like
to all the gamers.
No, yeah.
I'm making a real
I'm a gamer.
stereotype
How dare
there.
you?
No, I like gamers. It's all good, but the stereotype they don't. No.
But I think I think that's a generationally, my kids the same. Just they'll just type.
Yes.
So much quicker as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I prefer to call and connect.
My daughter was on the phone to someone the other day, and she said, "Oh, that was so weird."
Yeah. It's a lost.
It was your friend.
But it's a lost skill.
Yeah.
It is. And I think that's not a lost skill, but a skill we are losing and especially the newer generation who are constantly connected to a device.
I think that's where, are we going to be the winners out of that we do have that ability of engaging with others and having conversations? Like the people that are running businesses now are of a certain age. And then you've got the new people coming through that are in their 20s and 30s that are used to being on devices. Are they going to overtake, and that we're going to be, the old ones that are not, is it not going to be needed as much, or do we need it even more? Is it going to shine, being able to have conversations with people?
I think with where AI is going, I think it's going to shine more purely because people are going to want more real connections. But in saying that, there's also the other side of the coin, which is people are enjoying the artificial connections as well.
Yes.
So there's that sense of I prefer to speak to an AI than speak to a human.
Yep.
So I guess we'll see.
We'll see, won't we? Yeah, that's right. If I'm organising stuff with my phone company, for example, I'm more than happy to go on the chat and do that, because I can be doing other things at the same time. Yep. It's an absolute win.
No, absolutely.
Doing that. Yeah.
We're going everywhere with this one. I keep sitting there wanting to do the Yellow Pages tagline that so badly with let the fingers do the walking. So I just want to plug that in there just because I still remember the two fingers.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Look, I guess great to have a chat and go through quite a lot. I think we can probably have to catch up again soon and talk about a few other things along the lines. But
love that.
One thing I guess want to ask is, if you were to give someone advice, maybe as a young woman coming up in a sales world at the moment, what advice would you give them in how they can shape their future?
I think one of the biggest things is, and I think the next generation are very good at this already actually, is having boundaries around what it is that you want to do in your life and career, because sales is a very weird and wonderful thing. There's really good and there's some really not nice things sometimes as well. So I think having your boundaries around, you know, what's most important to you and sticking to your values, because if you can really get to the core of what your values are as a person, then it makes it so much easier to make decisions around, do I want to take this job? Do I go in this direction for my career, or do I not? So I mentor a lovely young lady actually, and that's exactly what she's done as well. She had this idea and she's got to the point now where she's like, I don't know if I should leave this business and then start up my own thing. I can see this opportunity there, but everyone around me is telling me not to do it. Like everyone, like her close core knit. And I'm like, what does your gut tell you? Like, she's been doing sales for enough time now.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think there's something there. And I said, just need to go and do it. Like, she's at that point now where, you know, they're coming through, they've got greater ideas than what we have at times. So I'm like, if you think that opportunity is there and you've got that market there, and she's a hunter, you know, she will go out and she will find the opportunity, and she has, and now she's created this new business. I won't tell you what it is yet because she's still in building phase, but it's really exciting to see that. Yeah, so boundaries I think is a really important one. And I think for women especially, we often will, you know, bend a lot for others. I know I'm definitely one of those of, you know, you can say yes to a lot of things, like try and say yes to a lot of things, but also have your line and your limit, and understand that it's also okay to say no at times too.
No, that's beautiful. I think I love that advice. It's you know, taking on those challenges as well. It's really important, and especially at a younger age, it's probably the time to do it as well.
No fear.
I know, and I think
you don't know what you don't know yet,
and more time, and just to be able to just go deep and work hard on something is so valuable. And it's sometimes when you're surrounded by people saying no, it's so hard, isn't it?
It is, yeah, that's right.
Now, Megan, we are all about growth and talking about growth and things like that, which is fantastic. And one thing I sort of do is quite a bit of reading myself and trying to understand. So last question, what business books are you reading at the moment? What's your go-to book at the moment, or what are you getting through today at the moment, or what's next?
You know, I haven't read a good business book for a long time, but I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh yeah, podcast works.
So and I often fall asleep to them at night as well, funnily enough. So sometimes I listen to the one we spoke about before, the Diary of a CEO.
Yeah, I love that.
But I'll often listen to How I Built This with Guy Raz.
Okay.
And I love that because he's got all of these great entrepreneur businesses that have come on. So, and then you hear about their growth journey. Oh. You know, the pitfalls as well.
Yeah,
what's
that's
happened.
awesome.
Yeah. So like I listened to one recently about Chobani. Everyone knows that
brand
the yogurt,
now.
Yeah, the yogurt. So there's heaps of amazing stories. So that's my go-to at the moment.
Excellent. I'll adjust that to make it books and podcasts, because I must admit I podcast more than I read or listen to books now. So
yes,
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan. It was great to have a chat and find out so much more about you. And thanks for coming on.
No worries. Loved it. Thank you.